common question that we frequently receive from our clients is, how is child support and spousal support calculated? And they're calculated very differently.
With respect to child support's a formula, and it's an algorithm, and there are programs that are used to calculate child support. So what you're going to want to do in child support is pay attention to the number one category, which would be overnights, and the number two category, which would be the income of the paying spouse.
One thing you have to remember about the formula, though, it's garbage in, garbage out. So if you have a spouse that owns their own business, or it's a self-employed person, it's very difficult to sometimes figure out the income. So a lot of times we employ forensic accountants to take a look at the income, to tell us what really is income that's available to the person so that we can properly calculate the child support amount. Spousal support is not as clear. We don't have as much of a calculation as it relates to spousal support. In spousal support, the judge looks to different factors.
And the factors that the judge looks at for spousal support are the length of the parties that have been married, the incomes of both parties, the education of both parties, the ages of both parties, the needs of the parties, the health of the parties, and any other special factors that may warrant an increase or decrease from an amount that might be part of the program.
One thing to remember about spousal support is if you go to the judge, spousal support is always going to be modifiable. It will be modifiable in duration, and it will be modifiable in amount. Only the parties can agree that it's not going to be modifiable in either of those two components. And one really big final factor that you should remember is that spousal support is income to the party who receives it, which means that you have to pay taxes on it. And the person who's paying it gets the deduction. That's not the case in child support. In child support, that's different.
And I think that goes back to one of our favorite words, which is negotiation. When you're negotiating spousal support, you should be very cognizant of the tax consequences to you. The other thing with spousal support that I often hear is whether or not someone should get a job. And in that instance, I would almost always recommend to my clients that they get the income, that they get the job, rather than wait on a maybe payment in the future.
Generally, a job is really not going to have a major impact on your spousal support obligation or the amount of spousal support that you're going to receive. So it's always better to take care of you and not rely on somebody else to take care of you.